Many people live with high uric acid for years and never experience a gout attack. Others suddenly wake up one morning with intense pain, swelling and redness in a joint, even though their uric acid level does not look extremely high on paper. This creates confusion. If gout were only about how much uric acid you have, then pain should appear in everyone the same way. But that is not what happens, and this is where many people misunderstand gout. Because gout attacks are not caused by numbers alone. Uric acid is always present in the blood. Everyone has it. What matters is not only how much is there, but how the body handles it over time. High uric acid creates the condition for gout. It does not automatically create an attack. To understand what really causes a gout attack, we need to look at what happens when uric acid stops behaving like a normal dissolved substance and starts acting like a physical irritant. Uric acid normally stays dissolved in the blood, similar to sugar or salt dissolved in water. As long as it stays dissolved, it does not cause pain. Problems begin when uric acid reaches a point where it can no longer remain fully dissolved. At that moment, it begins to form tiny crystals. These crystals are not large stones. They are microscopic. You cannot feel them directly, but your immune system can. When uric acid crystals form inside a joint or nearby tissue, the immune system treats them as something foreign. It reacts. This reaction is what we experience as a gout attack. So a gout attack is not uric acid attacking the joint. A gout attack is your immune system reacting to uric acid crystals that should not be there. This explains something very important. You can have high uric acid without pain as long as crystals are not forming or are not triggering a strong immune response. And you can have a sudden attack when conditions shift just enough to allow crystals to form or become exposed. So what causes that shift? Several quiet changes can push the system over the edge. One of the most important factors is temperature. Uric acid is less soluble in cooler environments. That is why gout attacks often begin in the toes, especially the big toe. The toes are far from the heart. They are cooler than the rest of the body. Blood flow is slower there. When temperature drops, uric acid is more likely to crystallize. This is also why many gout attacks begin at night or early in the morning. During sleep, the body temperature slightly decreases. Blood circulation slows. You are not moving. At the same time, you lose fluid through breathing and sweating. Even mild dehydration can make uric acid more concentrated. All of these factors come together quietly while you sleep. Then the immune system reacts, and you wake up with pain. Another important factor is fluid balance. Uric acid moves through the bloodstream. When the blood becomes more concentrated, uric acid concentration rises as well. This does not require severe dehydration. Even small changes in fluid balance can matter when uric acid levels are already high. This is why gout attacks often happen after situations like long flights illness, with fever, heavy sweating, or poor fluid intake. Not because uric acid suddenly appeared, but because the environment around it changed. Joint environment also matters. Joints are not empty spaces. They contain fluid that cushions movement. Changes in joint fluid composition can influence crystal formation. Minor injury overuse or pressure can alter the joint environment just enough to trigger an immune response. This explains why gout attacks sometimes follow long periods of standing heavy physical activity or even minor joint stress. Another misunderstood factor is inflammation itself. Once the immune system reacts to uric acid crystals, inflammation increases. Inflammation attracts more immune cells. More immune cells mean more reaction. This is why gout pain can escalate rapidly. It is not a slow ache. It is a sudden inflammatory surge. This also explains why gout attacks can feel severe, even when imaging or blood tests look only mildly abnormal. The pain comes from immune activity, not from structural damage. Now let us address a very common question. Why do pain relievers work if they do not fix gout? Pain relievers and anti-inflammatory medications reduce inflammation and block pain signals. They calm the immune response. That is why they are necessary during an attack. But they do not remove uric acid crystals. They do not change how uric acid is produced or removed. So the attack settles, but the underlying condition remains. This is why many people experience cycles. Pain appears. Medication reduces pain. Life returns to normal. Then weeks or months later, another attack happens. This does not mean treatment failed. It means the treatment addressed the reaction, not the cause. There is also a quiet phase between attacks that many people misunderstand. When there is no pain, it is easy to assume the problem is gone. But during this quiet phase, uric acid may still be elevated. crystals may still be present at low levels. The immune system is simply not reacting strongly at that moment. This silent period is where gout slowly progresses. Without understanding this phase, people are often surprised by sudden attacks. They feel random, but they are not random. They are delayed reactions to long-term imbalance. This is why gout is not a disease of sudden mistakes. It is a disease of slow accumulation. The attack is just the alarm. Understanding this changes how you think about gout. It shifts the focus from chasing pain to understanding the system. Gout attacks are not just about eating one wrong meal or missing one glass of water. They are about how the body handles uric acid day after day. In the next video, we will look at where uric acid actually comes from, how the body normally removes it, and why that system begins to struggle over time. Because once you understand that part, gout stops feeling mysterious, and it becomes something that can be managed with clarity instead of fear.